I'm Kim Marie Spence, Executive Director of the Caribbean Policy Research Institute, and welcome. As you will have noticed, we have the honor of having the Honorable Bruce Golding, Prime Minister of Jamaica, here with us, not only for lunch, but to share a few thoughts with us this afternoon. He's a man that needs no introduction, so I won't try. But before he starts sharing and reflecting with us on the theme of this conference, the Caribbean Policy Research Institute, CaPRI, would like to present to him a copy of one of our collaborative papers that we released yesterday, Beyond Tourism, the Future of the Services Industry in the Caribbean. Prime Minister Golding had mentioned at lunch that he would like CaPRI to do offer more solutions. So this is the first round.
I don't know why some people believe that my appearance here today to speak on this particular topic is a seminal moment. And I run the risk of disturbing the flow of ideas and the flow of discussion, because I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity to make some comments, some observations that I think it is appropriate to make. I don't think there's any country in the world, certainly none in this part of the world, that has attracted greater international attention and has attracted as much controversy over the last 50 years as has the Republic of Cuba. And I think we need to appreciate the context in which that notoriety has taken place. For more than 50 years, the world was subjected to an ideological divide that in fact defined the world community, that dictated international relations. And Cuba emerged as a symbol of that ferment. Why Cuba? Perhaps because of its proximity to the United States and what was seen as an incongruence of having such contrasting political economies juxtaposed against each other. Perhaps because of the historical relations between Cuba and the United States as existed prior to the revolution, relations that were completely capsized when the revolution took place. And perhaps also because of the in-your-face defiance of the Cuban Revolution itself. And it is in that context, too, that I wanted, in the context of the Cold War that existed, that I wanted to just comment briefly on the JLP's position. What we witnessed, particularly in the 1970s, was not just a battle of ideas, it was a battle for allegiance. One may even say a battle for conscription. And this hemisphere in particular experienced a significant level of tension that had a ferocious intensity. And during that period, relations among countries within the region, relations among ourselves, and relations between ourselves and the superpowers simply could not escape, could not exclude the promotion of ideology, whether it was from the right or from the left. Such was the case in Jamaica, especially in the 1970s. We felt at that time that the principle, which we consider to be virtually sacrosanct, the principle of non-interference was not just blurred, it was violated. And we challenged that. We fought it vigorously. There is no need to, nor do I have any desire to, make any apology whatsoever for that. But much has changed over the last 20, 25 years. And I want to give my own perspective of that change and what it means to us today, what it means to the region, to the world. The breakup of the Soviet Union, the end of the Cold War, had the effect of reconfiguring the world. It redefined international relations. That breakup was not the cause, it was in fact the effect. It was the effect of what was a cataclysmic change. It was a triumph of market philosophy over state control. And, Marx, that materialist thinker, set it out so clearly. He said men distinguish themselves from animals by the extent to which they produce the means of their own subsistence. And then he went further to say how they organize to produce the means of their subsistence is what determines all other social relations. And the social relations throughout the world underwent a significant and very, very profound transformation. It had a profound effect, profound impact on global economic arrangements. It had a profound impact on capital markets and on the flow of capital throughout the world. As far as we are concerned, it had a profound effect on the traditional geopolitical advantage that we used to claim for ourselves. Those advantages gave way. I mean, investors once found that they had a simple, straight menu of options. If you had capital and you were moving capital, here was a list of countries that were regarded as capital friendly. And Jamaica, for many years, was not just on that list, but for a period of time, we were pretty highly placed on that list. We found ourselves in a position where that menu had broadened, so that investors were no longer concerned about your political ideology. So they were more concerned about whether you were a good place to do business and a good place in which to make profits. And what your ideology was, that was your problem. They weren't particularly concerned about that. It also had a profound impact on Cuba, particularly because of the fallout in Soviet support. And Cuba found itself with a huge chunk of its economic support disappearing virtually overnight.